A storm in the Balkans, the Kosovo offensive. In the heart of the Balkans, a brutal clash reshaped the strategic landscape of the First World War, the Kosovo offensive of 1915. This ferocious struggle between Austro-Hungarian and Serbian forces, unfolding amidst the rugged mountains and valleys of Kosovo, marked a turning point in the war on the southeastern front. The offensive, though ultimately unsuccessful in its initial objectives, exacted a devastating toll on both sides and foreshadowed a long and bloody stalemate in the region. The stage for this epic confrontation was set in the strategically vital province of Kosovo, a land contested for centuries due to its historical and cultural significance. With Serbia's early success against Austria-Hungary blunted, the Austro-Hungarian forces, bolstered by German support, launched a major offensive aimed at knocking Serbia out of the war and securing a vital land bridge to the Ottoman Empire. In late September 1915, Austro-Hungarian armies, spearheaded by a powerful artillery barrage, slammed into Serbian defenses. Serbian troops, outnumbered and outgunned, fought valiantly to defend their homeland. A desperate struggle ensued amidst the unforgiving terrain, with soldiers enduring heavy casualties in brutal trench warfare and daring assaults on fortified positions. The ferocity of the fighting mirrored the complex ethnic and national tensions simmering in the region. Austro-Hungarian forces, comprised of a mix of nationalities, faced fierce resistance from a fiercely patriotic Serbian army determined to defend their fledgling nation. The struggle transcended military objectives, becoming a bloody clash of ideologies and national aspirations. Despite their initial successes, the Austro-Hungarian offensive faltered. Stubborn Serbian resistance, coupled with a harsh winter and logistical challenges, slowed their advance. The offensive bogged down into a brutal war of attrition, with neither side able to achieve a decisive breakthrough. By the end of 1915, both sides, exhausted and depleted, were forced to dig in for a long, harsh winter. The Kosovo offensive, though a tactical stalemate, had significant consequences. Serbia, though battered and bruised, managed to survive the onslaught, clinging to a precarious existence. However, the offensive inflicted a devastating blow on the nation, draining its resources and manpower. For Austria-Hungary, the Pyrrhic victory came at a high cost, further straining their war effort and exposing the limitations of their military strategy. The ravaged landscape of Kosovo became a grim testament to the human cost of the war. The offensive serves as a stark reminder of the brutality of Balkan warfare, fueled by ethnic and national tensions. The echoes of this clash continue to resonate in the region's history, a cautionary tale of the devastating consequences of unresolved ethnic conflicts and the enduring spirit of national resistance. A maelstrom of fire, the Battle of Verdun. On the blood-stained plains of France in 1916, a clash of unparalleled ferocity unfolded, the Battle of Verdun. This epic struggle between French and German forces, a relentless pounding of artillery and desperate infantry charges, carved a permanent scar on the landscape of the First World War. Verdun, though a tactical stalemate with no significant territorial gains, became a crucible of human endurance, forever altering the character of the war. The stage for this epic confrontation was set on the seemingly unremarkable hills north of Verdun-sur-Meuse. German strategists, frustrated by the stalemate on the Western Front, sought to inflict a crippling blow on the French army. Verdun, a French fortress with a rich history, offered a tempting target. They believed a relentless assault would bleed the French white, forcing a surrender. In February 1916, the storm broke. A relentless German bombardment, unleashing a torrent of shells, pounded French positions. Fortified bunkers were reduced to rubble, trenches obliterated. French soldiers, dazed and battered, found themselves clinging to a precarious existence amidst the ever-present threat of death. The ensuing battle unfolded in a horrific dance of attack and counterattack. German troops, fueled by an initial belief in a swift victory, surged forward. French forces, bolstered by a steady stream of reinforcements, met them with unwavering determination. The verdant landscape vanished beneath a shroud of smoke and dust, the air thick with the stench of cordite and decaying bodies. Verdun became a byword for unrelenting brutality. The concept of a static frontline dissolved as both sides wrestled for control of a churned wasteland. Hand-to-hand combat became commonplace, a desperate struggle for survival in the face of unimaginable carnage. Soldiers on both sides endured unimaginable physical and psychological stress, the very fabric of humanity tested in the crucible of war. Despite the staggering casualties, neither side could claim a decisive victory. The French, fueled by a potent national narrative of defending their soil, held firm. German attacks, though relentless, sputtered and stalled. By December 1916, with both sides exhausted and depleted, the battle ground to a bloody halt. The Battle of Verdun, though strategically inconclusive, resonated far beyond the battlefield. It became a symbol of French resilience and German ruthlessness. The staggering human cost, estimated in the hundreds of thousands, cast a long shadow, forever altering public perceptions of the war. Verdun served as a grim harbinger of the industrialized warfare that would define the 20th century. The once verdant landscape of Verdun remains a scarred testament to the human cost of ambition. The echoes of this epic clash continue to reverberate, a chilling reminder of the devastating consequences of unchecked aggression and the enduring strength of the human spirit in the face of annihilation. A clash of titans, the Battle of Jutland. In the churning waters of the North Sea in 1916, a titanic struggle for naval supremacy unfolded. The Battle of Jutland. This epic clash between the British Royal Navy's Grand Fleet and the German Imperial Navy's High Seas Fleet, a desperate ballet of steel and fire, marked a turning point in the war at sea. Though both sides claimed victory, Jutland cast a long shadow, exposing strategic shortcomings and leaving the question of dominance unanswered. The stage for this epic confrontation was set in the strategic expanse of the North Sea, a vital lifeline for both Britain and Germany. The British Grand Fleet, vast and powerful, aimed to maintain control of the crucial shipping lanes. The German High Seas Fleet, smaller but determined, sought to break the British blockade and challenge their naval dominance. On a fateful day in May, under a cloak of mist, the two fleets collided. A thunderous cannonade erupted as battleships unleashed broadsides, spewing fire and fury across the churning waves. Battle cruisers, faster and more maneuverable, engaged in a desperate fight, their lighter armor a gamble against devastating firepower. Torpedo attacks, swift and deadly, added another layer of chaos to the swirling inferno. The ensuing battle unfolded in a series of chaotic engagements. British tactical blunders led to early losses, while German strategic hesitance prevented a decisive blow. The fog of war shrouded the battlefield, commanders struggling to maintain control and assess the unfolding carnage. Ships were crippled, fires raged, and the sea ran red with the blood of sailors caught in the crossfire. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting an ominous glow on the battlefield, both sides disengaged. The British, though battered, had managed to preserve their fleet and maintain control of the North Sea. The German High Seas Fleet, though forced to retreat, had inflicted significant damage on the British. The outcome remained shrouded in a fog of propaganda, each side declaring victory despite the staggering losses. The Battle of Jutland, a strategic stalemate in terms of territorial gains, held far-reaching consequences. The British, though maintaining control of the surface, were forced to acknowledge the growing threat posed by German U-boats. The Germans, demoralized by missed opportunities, largely retreated to coastal defense, their dreams of naval supremacy fading. The churning waters of the North Sea became a watery grave for thousands of sailors, a chilling reminder of the human cost of naval warfare. The Battle of Jutland serves as a cautionary tale, highlighting the fog of war and the difficulty of achieving decisive victory in a complex and ever-changing battlefield. The echoes of this epic clash continue to resonate in naval history, a reminder of the enduring importance of sea power and the high stakes of maritime conflict. A battle of unrelenting carnage, the Battle of the Somme. On the sun-drenched fields of northern France in 1916, a colossal clash unfolded, the Battle of the Somme. This brutal confrontation, a relentless assault by British and French forces against entrenched German positions, marked the beginning of a bloody campaign that would forever alter the course of the First World War. Though a tactical failure for the Allies, the Battle of the Somme stands as a harrowing prologue, a grim harbinger of the devastating human cost to come. The stage for this epic tragedy was set on the rolling plains of northern France, a landscape soon to be transformed into a desolate wasteland. The Allied offensive, meticulously planned but ultimately flawed, aimed to shatter the German lines and achieve a decisive breakthrough on the Western Front. British soldiers, brimming with youthful optimism fueled by patriotic fervor, marched towards the enemy lines, unaware of the horrors that awaited them. On a calm July morning, the curtain rose on a scene of unimaginable carnage. A thunderous detonation ripped across the battlefield as a massive artillery barrage pounded German positions. For days, the earth trembled under the relentless shelling, reducing enemy trenches to rubble. But the barrage, too long and predictable, failed to fully obliterate German defenses. As the smoke cleared, a wave of British soldiers, many stepping onto the battlefield for the first time, surged forward. Met by a withering hail of machine gun fire, they were cut down in swathes. Barbed wire, left uncut by the ineffective shelling, became a deadly snare, trapping soldiers in a hail of bullets. The carefully planned advance dissolved into a desperate scramble for survival, the once verdant fields transformed into a killing ground. British soldiers, displaying remarkable courage in the face of annihilation, launched repeated assaults against seemingly impregnable positions. Casualties mounted, the medical services were overwhelmed by the tide of wounded. Despite the horrific losses, British commanders persisted with repeated assaults. Day after bloody day, soldiers were ordered to charge into the teeth of an unrelenting German defense. The trenches, choked with mud and the stench of decay, became a living hell. The fighting on the Somme transcended a simple clash of arms. It became a war of attrition, a brutal contest of wills that devoured human lives at an alarming rate. Weeks bled into months, with each assault yielding minimal gains and a staggering cost in lives. Shelling continued relentlessly, pulverizing the landscape and inflicting psychological torment on soldiers trapped in the muddy inferno. The Battle of the Somme eventually sputtered to a bloody halt in November 1916. The initial Allied ambitions of a swift breakthrough lay shattered. The battlefield remained a desolate wasteland, a chilling testament to the human cost of unchecked ambition. Millions of lives were lost, leaving an indelible scar on the collective memory of a generation. The echoes of this epic tragedy continue to resonate in history. The Battle of the Somme serves as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of trench warfare and the fragility of human life in the face of industrialized warfare. It is a cautionary tale, urging humanity to seek peaceful solutions to conflicts and to never forget the devastating cost of war. In the next chapter, we will explore the first use of tanks on the battlefield, and tensions rise as the storm clouds of revolution form over Russia.